date is April 17, 2012, and I'm in San Diego, California. And I've been making some videos lately about remote neural monitoring and brain entrainment. Now, in my videos, I've been talking about how brain entrainment can be used for any application in reference to criminal aspirations, military theaters, and what have you. And I'm going to, at this time, speak to you about how a particular target can be entrained to go from here, from A to B to C to D. And once those neural networks are created, A, B, C, and D can be controlled through remote neural monitoring. So say if they pick a target somebody has no idea about organized stalking or gang stalking or remote neural monitoring, scalar projected audible distinguishable signals, or electronic harassment. And they're being traumatized and then subjected to all these applications. They remain somewhat traumatized while they're still experiencing it. And as a result, they might bring somebody in your life through friendly means to get you to go from A to B to C. Like if they create homelessness of a person, they might say, you can go in the hospital and get all these services. And the target, not knowing that doctors are connected to these expeditions, might believe it and actually go. That's a neural network. They identify and mark that neural network they just created and will stimulate it on any day in the same theaters of duress in reference to the same expeditions happening towards the target to get the target to go back to the hospital again and again and again and again. And why is this done? For Medicare exploitation, Medicare fraud. This is literally what they do. To bilk Medicare out of thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars each and every time the target goes as a result of being under extreme duress, as a result of being in the midst of the continued gang stalking expedition, the organized stalking expedition that is subjected to them along their routes. They create the homelessness, the destitution, then they keep support from a target, they keep uncorrupted legal assistance from a target while they're continually contained in the gang stalking expedition along all their routes, which even include at times assaults, rapes. The destitution of being homeless is enough while they're experiencing the electronic harassment, while they're experiencing all the organized stalking along their routes, trying to figure out how to survive it, trying to figure out what is happening to them. And they get potentiated when it comes to this duress in reference to, like say, the beginning of the month, April 1st. They go through this on a daily basis along all their routes for 45 days. That being April 1st up until March 15th. Around March 15th, they're ready to break down. When they feel the target's been through enough, what they'll do is stimulate that neural network to go to the hospital. The target believes they're just having the same thought in reference to current time, okay? And since the thought was believed that if they go into the hospital, everything will be okay and they'll get services because that was entwined within the neural circuit when it was created. They stimulate it in real time to get the target to go back to the hospital because what's in that neural circuit are believed thoughts. And then you have the motor cortex associated behaviors of going. And that's what they do. They entrain the thinking, okay? And the motor cortex associated behaviors that are entrained within it of getting up and going to the hospital, calling 911, they take them there, and then they bilk the Medicare out of thousands of dollars. They give them no services, and then they put them on medication to screw them up mentally, and this is done deliberately, okay? They put them on Adderall and all this other kind of stuff, Seroquel, and that's done to further complement their cognitive clarity while causing anxiety, and then they release them and throw them right back into the gang stalking expedition that they experience again for another 15 to 45 days every day along all the routes. And this is done to bring back and initiate again the same amount of accumulated stress that is accumulated throughout the new 45 days of the same expedition, and then they stimulate it again. And the point I'm trying to make here is that targets don't know they're being remotely neurally controlled. So they just believe when the neural network is stimulated again that they're just having the same thought again, okay? And it's believed because what's stimulated holds those beliefs, okay? When you're stimulated, when a neural circuit that is formed and entrained, everything that is believed in the neural circuit before they even witness that they've been screwed over before. In other words, the very first time when the neural network is created, it's believed in reference to, I'll get all these services, and then you go. So everything that's in that particular neural circuit is brought back in current time, in current consciousness, and it's stimulated below the perceptual radar. So when they stimulate it, and they keep it stimulated, the target has no ability to be able to have any other thoughts in reference to thinking to themselves, well, I've done this before and I've been screwed over. Okay, because they keep the neural circuit that was entrained stimulated and pulsated to keep it active, and therefore it crowds out all other conscious scrutiny. Yeah, It's mental slavery. My name is Leslie Williams. Make sure you look at the YouTube video that's going to be eventually, in the near future, be put in the comments feature of this one, so you can see the type of criminal expeditions. It's nothing but mind control, literally. Neural enslavement to make money off of what's entrained. And this is why I make these videos. This is what they're doing to human beings just to make money off of Medicare fraud, the sexual exploitation, and the eventual taking over of a target's finances, their Social Security, in order to place them in a syndicated group home to where they can then create all types of incidences and staged assaults in these group homes, then blame the target for them, and then use these staged incidences to blame it on the target and say that you got to go in the hospital to get on medication because you're out of control, so they can build the Medicare again. And this is all this is about, money. My name is Leslie Williams, San Diego, California. August 17, 2012.